There's quite a few things I didn't really like about today's show, so this one's probably like gonna be a solid C plus for me. It started off with Cody coming out to the ring, basically saying that he is now medically cleared. Ricky Saints came out, of course, with their history in AEW. This turned into a match later in the evening, but I think the biggest thing here is that just Cody can still go after being punted by Randy Orton. Randy Orton's still missing. I heard something about a back injury. That might be why, but I think they had to pivot. I think they were planning on writing Cody off. That's just my guess. Jacy Jayne then picked up a victory over Charlotte Flair. She did, of course, get the win with the help of Fatal Influence. After the match, they decided to continue their beatdown on Charlotte, and if Charlotte was helped out by Mommy, so it looks like Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, and Bliss will be taking on Fatal Influence next week, but Jacy Jayne was able to pick up her first victory here on SmackDown. The Miz and Kit Wilson were trying to capture Danhausen, and one of the best things to come out of tonight's SmackDown, they had all this human monies in a briefcase, and basically Danhausen was supposed to open it. It was supposed to blow up in his face. It didn't, so they walked over, and of course, it blew up in their faces. Great segment, and again, probably the best thing to happen on SmackDown tonight. R-Truth and Damian Priest were able to retain against Fraxium. This too was another one of my favorite matches tonight. However, right after the match, they were attacked by the MFTs, what's left of them currently at the moment, which was just Solo and Tama. The MFTs cleared the ring and then started cutting a promo. They were basically telling Jacob once he arrives to SmackDown, he is a dead man, which then led the Usos to come out and said that no, Jacob belongs to the OTC. So honestly, I don't like that they're doing this with the Usos again. I've said this before. I get it, the bloodline, etc. I just feel like we keep going down the same path. Solo and Tama then ended up attacking the Usos, telling them that Roman is not their tribal chief, and this set up a match for later in the evening. Cody Rhodes was then victorious in his first match post WrestleMania against Ricky Saints, who made his debut tonight on SmackDown. I think the biggest takeaway about this match is what happened next. Gunther came to the ring and basically put Cody Rhodes to sleep. I personally don't like this because he told Heyman that he still owed him a favor. My guess is with the whole Brock Lesnar retirement, which apparently I'm hearing rumors that it was not supposed to happen. They're now having to pivot, and this is what we're getting. Danhausen came down to the ring. The Miz came out and basically told him he would take him as his mentee. But then Kit Wilson came out, was like, no, you're not going to be the mentee. I'm still the mentee. And then anyways, he shook Danhausen's hand, and for once, Danhausen got his butt kicked, but that's okay. It set up a match at Backlash if Danhausen can find a tag team partner. So who do you think is going to team with Dan? I have no idea, but I feel like it's going to be someone fun. It's got to be. Royce Keys then took out Angel in a fast squash match. What happened after this, though, was what probably was a better segment. Royce ran into Jacob backstage. They talked about their history, about, being from the streets. And he told Jacob that he had to get back to being in the streets because the WWE made him too soft. But then Jacob got attacked by Tama, who put him through a table backstage, which, that's eventually going to come back and backfire later in the evening. Sami Zayn cut a promo against Trick Williams, saying that the man is all about the bling and the costumes and etc. Then proceeded to beat the Gingerman Man, which was basically a dummy, ripped it to shreds. Trick Williams came out. Sami was able to avoid a trick shot and then run away. But this ended up turning into a funeral for the Gingerbread Man next week. Brie Bella and Paige retained against Irresistible Force. But honestly, man, I got to give this match like a solid D+. The ending, the way that Paige hit Nia off the top, like she basically kicked her off the top turnbuckle. And when she fell, I don't know, man, there's the whole thing. There's no way she couldn't kick out of that. There's just, I know that was the way they did the ending, but I don't know. She could have got up and pinned her with a schoolgirl. I don't know. But anyways, that's all there is to say about this match. We'll have to see where they go from here. The main event saw the Usos versus the MFTs. It was a bit back and forth between the two teams, but ultimately Tama was going to put the Usos through a table. Jacob came out attacked the MFTs, which turned into a disqualification. He took out Solo with the death grip, then took out Tama with the death grip, hit him with a Samoan drop through the table, basically walked back into the ring right past the Usos like he didn't care and owned the place, and then told them that he would see Roman's at Backlash. But obviously, we're still probably going to see him on Monday Night Raw. But anyways, that was the recap for tonight. I'm hoping that they start writing some more stories because lately, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I got that fatigue right now. I don't know. But let me know what you thought of tonight's show. That's what I thought of tonight's show.